Hello, hello, and welcome to my what does the week look like? All right, so I'm just going to look at the aspects of the week that I think are the ones that are most relevant to our personal development, all right? Because that's what I'm all about. I love astrology, I'm a wellness coach, and my whole life has been about personal development. We are creatures of habit, and we are lucky enough to be able to observe ourselves and choose where we want to go from this moment onwards. Now, this is especially relevant because today we have Pluto going into Capricorn for the last time ever. Right, goes into Capricorn until November the 15th. Great day. And then it's going to be back in Aquarius forever. Well, for our lifetimes, because it's a 240-year transit. We also have Uranus, the planet of great change and instability, going retrograde today. So this is one of the reasons why we have such unpredictable, unruly, and really bad weather right now, because Uranus is electricity and storms. All right, so and the new moon is in Virgo tomorrow. So this is great for us to be very analytical and rational about the things that we want to be setting our intentions for tomorrow with the new moon. Now, we do have eclipses after this, so we don't do intentions on eclipses. We just calm down during eclipses. So this one is going to be good for us to, especially today being Monday the 2nd, to just sit in this quiet, dark place and think carefully about what it is we actually want to put our energy into moving forward. All right, so let me just share my screen. Because even though you don't know what all this means, it's the planets. Oh my God, they're so fascinating. I love them so much. All right, so the first one we have is right now. This is for right now. All right, Pluto is at 000 Aquarius. Okay, so Pluto is about transformation, and Aquarius is about the people, collective humanity. All right. So Pluto is as soon as in there we go, 1 hour. I've just popped it forward. It's at 29:59 of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is the corporations and world governments. It's the leadership, it's the top-down leadership, whereas Aquarius is the people. All right. So we are definitely going to hear the world governments and corporations their last dish effort to control. All right. So we know that saying that the empty can rattles the loudest. They've over the last 20 years or since 2008, when Pluto went into Capricorn, we have seen a lot of world governments fall. And I no doubt, I just noticed someone in Victoria's government left the other day. I know Tasmanian government is just full of fools that can't do things. And, we're just seeing ridiculous, the government's doing ridiculous things. They must be held accountable. Okay, so it's the people that vote them into the government. So when the people get that power back, these governments won't be able to peer pressure us into doing things. Again, my personal opinion, the next couple of weeks, it really is about you transforming those base, your foundations, your foundational beliefs. All right. So Saturn, which rules Capricorn, is in Pisces in our subconscious landscape. So another one for today is the fact that Mercury is trine Chiron. This is the third hit. So we have been looking at things, hurts of the past, Chiron, that have hurt us as an individual, Aries. All right. So Mercury in Leo is a very proud and creative place. And um, you know, we can see those things in the past that have made us who we are now, and if we look at them objectively or subjectively, we can see how those lessons have given us strength. All right. So, there is a lot of power issues around right now and personal power. Okay, so I'm going to move forward one day to the new moon. All right, so I've spoken about Pluto in Capricorn, Uranus going retrograde. So even Uranus retrograde, that's so much about what internal changes do we need to make. That Chiron, what beliefs have we held true for too long that we can gain strength from now? Okay, so change comes from an internal thought structure. Okay, so tomorrow the new moon in hang on, let me just go to 11. That'll do. Is it? Yeah, it's at 11 degrees. All right, so let's look at this one. All right, so the new moon in Virgo. Virgo is about analysis, details, data, spreadsheets. What's the factual reality of our circumstances? Okay, so it's very much healthcare, self-care, service to yourself and others, your daily routine. So it's being ruled by Mercury in Leo, now moving forward. All right, we've had the station direct, it's now starting to move, it's at 23 degrees. So we're going to be able to start seeing the evidence of our thoughts. All right, so Mercury is it's separating in that trine from Chiron. So, these old lessons, we're actually able to start implementing change because of the things that we now know to be true in our moment, all right, in this moment, not our past moments. We've gleaned we've been educated by these lessons. All right. So another one in the sky that is starting is the sun is opposing Saturn. All right, so we're starting to be able to be disciplined and responsible for our own thoughts. Okay, so this is very much residing in the cognitive function. All right, so now that opposition is going to be exact on Sunday. So we will be more responsible for moving towards our dreams. We're going to be more responsible for looking after ourselves and others. Now, this week, Mars moves into Cancer. So with those two things, we may have an uptake of responsibility for our families. Just because, we've got those masculine Mars and Saturn. So, yeah, just really having a look at your desk, the clutter in your house. Does it reflect your mental landscape? There's nothing better than a really good declutter because, besides Marie Kondo, does it bring you joy? Our home environment reflects our internal state. Okay, so having a really good look around with this Virgo and having a good clean. So Virgo is also about hygiene. So whether that's your mental hygiene or your physical home hygiene, that's, I'm not saying you're dirty, but just like what are the things that need to be put away or cleared away? Same with that Chiron. It's about removing the past from our current existence. Okay, so that was the new moon. So our intentions can be written down around that 11 o'clock mark tomorrow. Just think about it today, but we are in the dark moon now, so we don't want to be doing a lot of stuff. So the new moon is at 11:53 a.m. You've got 8 hours either side. I like to do them once the new moon has happened. So say from lunchtime, 1 o'clock, whatever, around that time, just jot down some things that you would like to achieve, some objectives, some realizations that you've had. Write the time and date, because in 6 months, when we're looking back at this, then you can see how far you've come and how well you've done with those intentions. Okay, so now tomorrow we also have Mars square Neptune. All right, so this, for anybody that has got a strong Mars, so especially Aries and Scorpio, because we are ruled by Mars, or if, your sun, moon, or rising, if you have a strong Mars, if you need to ask whether you have a strong Mars, please reach out. I can tell you that. Mars in Cancer is very moody, all right? But Mars square Neptune Mars is strong in our mind, and it is clearing away any of the delusions or things that weren't clear or foggy in our lives. Okay, so there's a frustration around things that aren't clear enough. All right, so we may be arguing with people, but it could be because we're frustrated because it's not clear enough. All right, so watch your words, because that Virgo moon loves specificity. All right, so if it's not specific enough or clear enough, we could have a little bit of shouty man syndrome happening, especially on that Tuesday. even though Mars moves into Cancer on Thursday. All right, so let's just go to Thursday and I will talk about that. So now Mars is going to be in Cancer for a long time. It goes into Leo, then it retrogrades back into Cancer, and it doesn't move back into Leo until April of next year. Now Mars in Cancer is in its fall, okay? It doesn't like being in that emotional, watery place. So we need to be very aware that it is going to be a moody planet. All right, it's going to be, Mars is our drive, and he's our exercise planet. So maybe swimming is going to be great for people, but the moodiness, um, it could have a tendency to make us less motivated. So you might get bursts of energy where you want to go and do the things, all right? But it could also look like more activity around the home. You could be more willing to fight for your family. You could be more driven to look at your ancestral lineage and work on those ancestral things, like our family of origin, all right? So our home, our family of origin, our immediate family, it's a very protective, willing to fight for the people that need protection. All right. But it's also a sidewards, there's not a lot of forward momentum. So you need to be very deliberate in the actions that you're taking, because we could just feel like we're going side to side. All right. But if a crab just sort of turns his body, then he can head in the right direction, but he might feel like he's still looking sideways. I hope you understood what that analogy meant. All right. So that is Mars in Cancer. Now on the 7th, we do have Mercury square Uranus. This just means that there is going to be something about our thought process. Let me just go forward to the 7th. All right, so Mercury's to square Uranus at 27 degrees. All right, Uranus is changing our understanding around finances, comfort and security, and values. So Mercury in Leo is very proud. He's up on stage. He's willing to speak out so that his understanding is heard. But that could make you feel like you might be shy. There might be an aspect of this is shy, but you're passionate about what needs to be said and needs to be heard. So this could look like that. And that bravery might just be the square that you need to overcome. I'm always going to have fitness analogies. I just look at this as a step up. You're building your glutes. You might not want to be doing it, but there is reward for the effort. Ultimately you are just building strength by challenging yourself. All right, now that opposition to Saturn, it is exact on Sunday. All right, so what details are you looking at that you have to challenge yourself with? Okay, so like I said, Saturn in Pisces is that subconscious narrative where we are rebuilding our own foundations. Now, the fact that the sun is in Virgo and she's writing a list of things that need to be dealt with. All right. So we're not over like we're not over anal listen to blah, 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 sorry. There is no analysis paralysis. It's a very factual, functional look. All right. Where Look, in addition with Pluto now in Capricorn, if we're running our own lives like a corporation, where do things need to be streamlined, transformed? It's the last time that you can really restructure things so that you are able to find the golden jewels, which is another, I like to use Pluto as, the mining analogy. It might be deep and dark, but that's where all the golden jewels reside. So here we could completely transform based on the facts and analysis of what we have seen in our review process that we've been going through. So and it does take discipline, it does take responsibility, it does take direct action, but Saturn rewards for the effort that you put in. All right, so do this data analysis. All right, another one that I haven't written on my board, but I've been watching actually this week, so is this Venus Um, Venus conjunct the South Node conjunct Lilith. All right, so Venus is she's in rulership in Libra. All right, but the South Node there, when on Wednesday, when she's exactly conjunct the South Node, I feel like this is one of those moments where we have gained strength as women. All right. Lilith is also there. So, because we have gained strength and we have our crown firmly on our head, we are in our own queendom. Where is the codependency that we need to release? Where are the words that we would normally suppress and repress in partnerships? All right. Lilith in Libra, what is that aspect of ourselves that we do not freely speak that we need to let go of so that we can be empowered? Okay, so yeah, I think like even while we're doing this analysis or life review, I think we need to really stand in our strength and be brave enough. All right. So even here, this Mars in conjunct, in conjunct is like doing a plank. You've got to brace yourself, you've got to brace your core so that you can find balance, or standing on a seesaw. If you want to keep that balance beam straight, you need to be bracing your core so that you're not like wobbling all over the place. There's that strength of thoughts with transforming our foundations. So if we have previously left things unsaid because we are codependent, or we want to keep everything, we don't want to upset the balance of the people around us. That's something that needs to happen right now. We must say those words so that we can be authentically ourselves. All right, so there's another one that I just thought was important this week, because Mercury goes into Virgo on the 9th. So all week we've got Mercury in Leo. Mercury has a microphone. He is willing to say the words. So there's a meme going around of a lady with long black hair, and she just looks at the camera and she says, "Say the weird thing." And so this week, I want to tell you to say the thing that you would not normally say. Allow yourself to be empowered. Allow yourself to have a look at the facts of your life and choose to not let those past hurts dictate what your future endeavors look like. So, if you would like a personal reading, then reach out to me. There is a booking link, or just reach out to me. Most of the people that are on my newsletter or in my group, you know me personally, so just reach out. Yeah, there's stuff happening. We've got the eclipses starting. There's going to be things, it's going to be a tumultuous time. So standing strong within yourself and knowing who you are and what you represent is going to give you that internal strength to weather the storms. Okay, so take care, and so much love to you, and stop.